What's up, everyone? Thralls Metal here once again. I'm Necrotic Nick.
Rin.
And we have an album review for you, or rather an EP review. So an EP that came out that was on my radar was the newest one from Insomnium, Argent Moon. This also comes out on the 17th on Century Media Records. This band formed in 1997 in Finland. They're pretty much a melodic death metal mainstay. And this is their third EP overall. They have 8 full lengths. And this one is an interesting one because they pretty much did like a true blue COVID album. They pretty much hunkered down and they wanted to do something different and save it for an EP. They want to approach their softer, more melodic side and do 4 songs that were still stuff you would kind of hear on their albums, though not as much. Like these would be songs that would appear maybe once or twice in an album. This is an entire album of those softer songs, and it's a really interesting listen just in terms of hearing them approach these songs, because melody is definitely the focal point of this.
When the album starts, it's very, very pretty. Very melodic. The black curtains blow. I get a lot of Opethy vibes. It is pretty, but it's got a forlornness to it. It's sadness.
It's almost epically depressing.
Kind of.
I mean, that's kind of the interesting feel on this is, it's not like oppressive, it's depressive. Like oppressive, you feel like it's the weight of everything's crushing you down. Like this is just reminding you that life sucks and things can be pretty, but it's still gonna suck.
Climb the mountain with courage and power. Once you've reached the summit by pure will, just jump the fuck off it, because life is bleak.
We're just roll down. Just roll down, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But that is kind of the interesting feel in this. Like, it is epic. It's soaring melodies.
Very big.
Layered guitars, loads of acoustic melodies, and really cool vocal dynamics. Now, the bassist does all the harsh vocals, and both guitarists do clean vocals, and they tend to harmonize a lot, which I think was really cool. But this opening one is just this slow kind of dirge of a song, and slow is kind of the rhythm on here too. Like generally, you know, Insomnium will, you know, pepper in some nice up-tempo stuff, very at the gatesy sort of material. This kind of stays in a mid-tempo to kind of slow feel all throughout. Now, an interesting thing about this is they put out 4 videos for all 4 tracks in here, and that kind of gives it an interesting like accompaniment.
Mini movie.
Yeah. There is sort of like a narrative to this, and I think the narrative is still mostly suffering. In terms of like heaviness, like the music does get heavy, but I think it's more about like emotional weight, because these songs definitely emote, well, sadness. Like, holy shit, this is pretty bleak and depressing. Like, you know, Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride, you know how upbeat those guys are. Same kind of feel.
They don't smile much.
No, I mean, at least not in the pictures.
Yeah. And then you have a song like The Antagonist, which it's like a Viking vampire.
That's a terrifying combination. You have an armed vampire that wears armor and can pull a tree out of the ground with his bare hands and beat you to death with it, and then drink your blood.
But you have to let him in, invite him in.
Not entirely. It just knocked down the house.
It's got like a dark, oddly Christmassy vibe, sort of.
I think maybe like the Krampus side of Christmas.
Yeah. I'm not sure where they are, but wherever it is, it's dark, cold, and I'm sure the Wi-Fi is for shit.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of animal skins being either worn or hung on the walls. There might be some deer heads. They might be doing shots of hot bear piss. Either way, it's cold and it's bleak. And I would say this is probably the heaviest track on here, just in terms of, I don't know, like, it's soaring and epic. There's great harmonized vocals on it in terms of the clean vocals.
Yeah.
But there's a brooding nature to the song. Like, it's just very dark and foreboding, but it still has all those epic melodies. So you get this weird contrast. And the video for it is very strange. There's a shaking, suffering man, like, tearing off his shirt, looking at pictures. You know, again, there's a narrative to this, and it sounds like whatever happened really sucked.
It's not good.
There's also people twirling flame batons too, which I thought was kind of cool. But definitely one of the heavier songs on here, and one of the few like more up-tempo sections, I guess. Like you get some like stomping, kind of a Mon Amarth sort of vibes on there.
Yeah.
Except, you know, these guys aren't charging into battle, they're charging into therapy.
Yeah.
Because they're bummed.
There's dire wolves.
There's definitely dire wolves. Now, the two songs I like in terms of like a really cool dynamic in terms of the songwriting are The Wanderer and The Reticent. Those take really good slow builds, starting off very soft, again, somber. The Wanderer is a little bit more happier.
And The Wanderer is not a cover of the Dion song from 1957.
It is not. Either that or something was lost in translation there.
It could have been the language barrier.
The thumbnail for the video was nice, I have to say. Excellent picture. Anyway, I really like the song building dynamics again, like kind of building up to big epic crescendos. I think those two songs in particular really stood out to me just in terms of like that slow build. Mm-hmm. The slow build, like you kind of want to feel like all the emotions sort of start to well up. Mm-hmm. And again, those contrasts in the clean vocals and the harsh vocals, which the harsh vocals very well enunciated. You can hear every bleak, depressing thing that he's saying. Same thing with the clean vocals. And
yep.
of course you get those cool harmonies too.
And there's a slight bit of accent.
And it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting because, like, oh, they say words differently there, but I mean, if you've seen words in Finnish, that's some expert level stuff in terms of pronunciation, I think. At least for me.
He's doing better than we would. The production is fantastic. It's very spacious, very big. There's keyboards and strings and horns and piano, but it's all mixed very well. The core instruments, the guitar, the bass, the drums, are all nice and up front, and it's not annoying keyboards like I like to harp on occasion.
Yeah. Actually, I had no issues.
Yeah.
Again, because
added to it.
They're added to it. It's in the back. It's not up in front and sounding chimey.
We've got keys. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. It's like no. We also have like war horns. It was like, well, we have a band that wrote a killer song. Just don't take away from that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that was something I definitely loved on this, just because the music itself was really out front. It wasn't all the extra stuff. It doesn't come across as overproduced.
Nope.
And honestly, it's 23 minutes, and I really wasn't bored at all. Like all this, it felt like a really cool musical journey. And again, I like the idea of doing this for an EP. Like if you want to experiment, you know, try something a little bit different, and even, you know, tell people in press releases, like, hey, this is going to be just sort of a thing we decided to do. This isn't necessarily the direction we're heading. This is just something for, well, how bleak and depressing this pandemic was.
We all got haircuts and guy liner.
I think you know what we're talking about. And I have to say, even though I really wasn't paying attention to the lyrics, there is some sort of like emotional connection to this. Like the music emotes very well, you know, just as well as like the vocals and the lyrics. Like it really captures this kind of bleak mood on here. Yeah, overall, solid EP. And, you know, I knew that this was coming out because they've been, you know, leaking tracks, rather videos for this since, God, I want to say March of this year. And, you know, reading all the stuff behind it, I was like, all right, this is kind of a cool experiment. I really like this band. Pretty much just like super consistent melodic death metal band, and this definitely shows they have more in their wheelhouse. So overall, I'm gonna give this 4 stars. This is a really, really good listen. Every song stands out. They all kind of have like a similar sort of feel in terms of the emotion, but the dynamics are different. The songwriting is top notch. The melody on these are it's just great, like layered and just lush as hell. Really solid stuff. I'm super impressed with this. You know, I don't want this to be the direction they go entirely. I'd rather this just be like, you know, something they say for EPs because I love their regular sound. But I wouldn't mind hearing a song or two like this on future releases because really good stuff, guys. So yeah, if you're a big fan of this band, know that this is different, but also know that this is really good, and definitely check it out.
I'm gonna go 3.5. I'm not that familiar with these guys. I catch them in playlists when I'm trying to get my Viking on every now and again. Try to get a little Game of Thronesy. Spoiler alert, it's Braun the Broken. Good stuff, big, epic mountain, forge for berries, mutton and mead, and what forth. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and check out their more aggressive stuff, but this is good stuff. If you have a bearskin rug, I recommend throwing somebody down by a fire. Just you fight it!
So, if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We are also on Patreon. If you'd like to help us out there will be a link below to that. We also have a giveaway going on for when we reach 7,500 subscribers, which we're getting reasonably close. I think we're almost at the 7,200 mark, which is pretty damn incredible. I didn't expect this many of you to actually respond to this, and I'm super thankful for all of you. It's been an amazing ride, and we're gonna keep it going. But anyway, in this giveaway, we have 8 CDs, including the new Cannibal Corpse with the extra naughty album cover on there for all you collectors. So all you have to do is comment on the video linked below, and you are in. We also have t-shirts for sale. Hit us up at thrallsofmetal@gmail.com. Send us a message. Put the word shirts in there. We're down to extra larges, 2Xs, maybe a small and some larges. And we are eventually going to reload. But if you are one of those sizes or know someone of that size, send us a message, put shirts in it, and we will get back to you and get your information and hopefully sell you a shirt.
And they're made of wolves.
They're not made of wolves?
Oh.
Wool? Wool, maybe.
Oh.
No, it's cotton.
Oh. It comes from wolves.
Wolf cotton.
Yes.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
In Finland.
Yes.
Right?
I think.
Okay. So with that, I thank you very much for watching, and we will catch you later.